Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a different type of video. I am behind the camera today, but this is something that I could literally talk about for days, which is personal finance. A few years ago, I used this budgeting method to get out of debt. I paid off my car and I paid off all my student loans. So this really helped me, and I was on a very low income and I had a young child. So this really helped me to stay committed. It helped to see progress, even though it was slow, but this really helped me when I was getting out of debt, and I thought that by sharing it, maybe it could help someone else. So what I'm doing is it's a mock budget. This is not my actual income or my actual expenses, but I just wanted to share with someone that might be new to budgeting, and hopefully that it could help you. So I am doing a budget by Paycheck, and it's budgeting for every 2 weeks. So the income that I'm starting out with for every 2 weeks is $1,600. And I could share this spreadsheet with you if you want. Just leave me a comment and let me know, and I can email it to you or put it on maybe Google Drive or something. But if you want this spreadsheet that I'm using, I can easily share it with you, and hopefully that you can use it and it can provide some value to you. So on this spreadsheet, not really a spreadsheet, but on this thing that I created, first it has bill, whatever the bill name is. Right now it's blank and empty. And it has what your budgeted amount is, your actual amount, meaning the actual expense. And I have this column because sometimes some bills are like $12.99, and I don't budget in numbers like that. I do like whole numbers. So $12.99 for me would be like $15, and you'll see as I input the numbers. And then I have the due date, which kind of keep you abreast of what's going on so that you don't fall behind or miss a payment. And then I have date paid, and then I have some notes. The notes column can't really see, but it says notes. So that column is just to add something that might be helpful. Might be helpful for you as you continue budgeting. Okay, so I believe in paying yourself first. I believe that, you go to work, you put in your 40 hours or 50 hours, how many hours you work per week, and you should be the first person that receive money from, your hard efforts and your labor. So yes, you have bills and you have to pay the rent or the mortgage and, your cell phone bill and whatever else, and buy food, but you put in that work, and I believe that you should pay yourself first. So the first thing that's going to be here is pay yourself first. And this could also be called an emergency fund. So I'm going to put here, and this is like very awkward for me. I don't have the right camera set up, but hopefully this will, work out. So I'm going to put here, and I don't have the best handwriting also. So this is a P. Pay yourself first. Okay, that's not very good. Not very good, but make it work. /EF for emergency fund. And again, remember, we're starting out with just $1,600. We get paid $3,200 for the month, and our take home, this is your take home, not with taxes. This is after taxes, what's actually going to your bank account, which is $1,600. And this is paycheck number 1. So $1,600 we're starting out with. So for this emergency fund, I am going to put, let's see here, $20. Okay. So you're seeing, I put $20 here, and $20 might look like not a lot. Like it's it's really small. But if you have more, definitely put more. But this is just someone that's maybe on a low income or just starting out and doesn't have a handle on their bills as yet. But I believe you should start somewhere, even if it's just 20, even if it's just 5. And don't wait until you have more income or wait until you have a side hustle or a windfall and you have more money. Start now and start small, because once you start now, you build that muscle of getting it done. You build that muscle of saving, and it becomes repetitive and you see progress, so that when your income does increase and you do have more money, it's easier for you to put money aside to pay yourself first. So if you have a higher income, you want to put away for your pay yourself first or emergency fund, $100, that's great. But if you don't have it, just do something, at least $5. In a couple of months, it will be $50 that you have saved and you didn't even realize it. So anyways, it's getting longer, but just start somewhere. So I put there $20, and the actual amount will also be 20, because it's going to be it's not going to be need to round up. And this is going to say it's not only going to have a due date for that, but say you'd pay it on the 5th, because this might be like one of your first paychecks. So maybe you get this paycheck on the 4th or the 3rd, but I'm just going to put the 5th for now. Sorry, just going to adjust this a little bit. This video is getting longer and longer. Okay. And then now we're going to get into the favorite, the great parts of this, which is the bills, right? We all love paying bills. Sure, no, I don't, but here we go. So the first bill is rent, R-E-N-T. Again, bad handwriting, but you get the gist. So I am assuming that this person's rent, one second. I am assuming that this person's rent is $1,400. And as you can see, this person's income every 2 weeks or every other week is $1,600. So with a rent of $1,400, if they were to pay their rent in one shot with one paycheck, they'll be left with $200, and you can't really do much with that in 2 weeks. So this person would have to split not how they pay their rent, but how they save for their rent. So in this first paycheck, we would do $600. And then assuming this person has a car payment, so I'm just gonna add bills that like regular everyday people have. So car payment, most people have a car payment. Car payment, and let's say the car payment is $350. And the next one is car insurance. And that is $125. Next is cell phone. I hope you guys are seeing that. I'll show it in a second. Cell phone. And that is $90. This one is electric, because we have to keep the lights on, right? Electric, which is $130. And this one is gas/heat, and this is for your home. And this one is $90. Then we have the one that seems to go up every single second, groceries. We have to eat, and that's $150. And then we have eating out, because this is going to be realistic. I'm writing it at an angle so that the camera can pick it up. So again, apologies for the bad handwriting. Eating out, 45. Okay, so let's add this up. Here I have a calculator here. Add it up. 20 plus 600 plus 350 plus 125 plus 90 plus 130 plus 90 plus 150 plus 45, 1600. So we're right on the money. And this is how you would want to budget. It's also called a zero-based budget. You want to make sure that all your money is accounted for. So you don't want to have like $30 left over or $60 left over, because then that money's going to disappear. It's going to go and vanish and you won't know what happened to it. So when you do a zero-based budget, every single dollar has a purpose, has a name, and goes to work for you. So here's what it looks like. Right, those are all the bills for the first paycheck. And then what I was talking about with the actual amount. So these are like whole numbers rounded up, but as you can see, say your rent will actually be the 600, but your car payment, that might not be actually 350. So it might be 48.62 or whatever, right? It might be that. Your car insurance, say it might actually be 124.88 or something like that. But this column helps you kind of, stay on track. And this is just so that you could see every month, okay, this is what you're paying. And it could also make sure that, if say one month you see that your car insurance was 138.60, then you would recognize, oh wait, what changed? Why did they charge me more money? What happened? Was it a new term or whatever? So kind of helps you also keep on track, so you can know that, okay, it's supposed to be 124.88 every month, stuff like that. So you could just go down the column and put that info in. And let's say your car payment might be due on the 5th and car insurance is on the 6th, right? So you do that. And so that would be that for the first paycheck. Okay, let's do the second paycheck. So as I said before, this person gets paid $1,600 and their rent is $1,400. So paying their rent with one paycheck would be very difficult. So they have to split their rent. So up here we have, so you can see the rent up here, we put away $600. So now we have to pay the other half of the rent. But before we do that, we have to make sure that we pay ourselves first. So I'm gonna put PYF / emergency fund, right? So always pay yourself first, no matter what it is. And down here on the second paycheck number 2, 1,600. Paycheck number 2, we're gonna pay ourselves $70, okay? And then we're gonna go start adding in other bills. So now we have rent, which is $800. And then we have gas, and this gas is for our car because we have to get to work, need transportation, and that's $125. And again, I want to remind everyone that's watching this that these are made up numbers, so your numbers will look different, obviously, because everybody's budget is different and expenses are different. So, you may not use this much money for gas for your car, maybe 80, maybe more, but at least you know that you have your gas covered. Let's see, internet. And this is 60. Then you have credit card payment. We all have credit cards, right? This is 75. So you can see, say it says rent, gas for your car, internet, credit card payment 75. And I can do a whole rant on credit cards, but I won't. And then let's do food and groceries. Because again, we have to eat. And this we're gonna do 150. And like I said before, I'm using whole numbers so that, you know, it can help with the rounding. Food and groceries. But then we also remember that we have the actual amount column we could enter in afterwards. Food and groceries, and we have Netflix. Yep, we all have Netflix. Or maybe you don't. So Netflix, I have it as 20. Then we have Spotify if you like music. And I have 15. Okay. And then a gym membership. I just canceled mine because I wasn't going. And that's 40. Let's see here. Hulu. You know, you cancel cable, so now you get Hulu. 15. Oh, our favorite, student loans. Okay. $145. Okay, then we're gonna have personal care. $50. And then on here we have eating. Okay, really bad handwriting, I'm so sorry. Eating out, 35. Okay, so now I have all the bills written out. And then let me just go a little bit more in depth. So I have Netflix on here, food, grocery, credit card payment. So your credit card payment might actually be the actual amount, because I'm in the actual column right now, will probably be 75, right? A tip that I wanna give for doing your budget is to call your streaming services or your electric company, your cell phone company, and ask them to change your due dates. So what helps make budget by paycheck work is that certain bills fall a certain time period during the month. So down here, which is my second paycheck, say I'm gonna ask them to make sure that my Netflix bill is due on the 25th, because I know by the 20th or like by the 22nd of the month, I'll get my second paycheck. So I have this due on the 25th. And then to my gym membership, I'll say have it due on the 29th, right? Or my credit card payment, I'll have it due on, say, the 18th or something. So by the 21st, I'll make sure I make that payment. Let's see, Hulu, I have it as, what am I paying the number? Hulu, I have it as a 24th. So you wanna call these companies and say, hey, I would like to change my due date so that it corresponds with when you get paid. Because if things are due on like the 15th and you don't get paid for like another week or so, it's just gonna stay there and linger. But I like to know that when I get paid, certain bills are due like within a few days of me getting paid, and I can just pay those bills and be done with it till the next month. So that's also something that you can do to help you stay on track with budgeting. Let's see here. So I have So pay yourself first, emergency fund, your rent, gas, car, internet, credit card payment, food, grocery, Netflix. So let's fill in some of the actual amounts, which again are made up numbers, but for Netflix, let's say it's $16.47, which is my actual Netflix amount. And how do I remember this? Because this is what I pay every single month. So it's $16.47, but we're gonna put 20, so we're gonna round it up. Spotify, let's say that's $12.99. So we're gonna put it as 15. So your gym membership might be, say, 42. So this is over the 40, but that's okay, because as you can see, because some numbers are not whole numbers, that $2 is not going to be a big difference for you. So here, so I have personal care at 50, eating out at 35. And I believe in having a budget for eating out because we all do it. And I don't think that we should be too restrictive in our budget, because that's just going to lead to failure, and that's not what we want. And again, when you start budgeting, it may not work perfectly. Actually, it's not going to work perfectly. You're going to mess up. You're going to go over budget. Things are going to happen. Stuff is going to, throw you off. But as long as you keep going and you keep doing it, eventually it all works out. Eventually you get the hang of it, and eventually, you see progress in terms of where you're staying on budget, and it's getting easier and you're able to really stick to it. Another tip that I would like to share is I keep a buffer in my checking account. So right now for me, I keep 200. And again, you could keep 100, you could keep 500. It really doesn't matter. Do what's best for you. So for me, $200 buffer in my checking account is a safe number, because I get paid weekly. So that's like, I can cover anything within that week for $200. Or again, remember, we have our emergency fund account. So if you have something that comes up within, the time where you're not going to get a paycheck and you already paid your bills and you don't really have much left over, and your buffer can't really cover it, you can use your emergency fund to cover it. Or something I don't want to really suggest, but maybe it may have to go on a credit card. But that's like last resort, break the glass, you need help, something kind of, emergency. But I like to keep a buffer in my checking account just in case something that I didn't think about or didn't remember pops up, I can cover it. And another note that I'd like to share is that you're going to have irregular bills. If you own a home, you might have, say, a sewer bill that comes like every 3 months or something, or you might have a water bill that comes every 3 months or every 6 months, however it comes. So there's going to be some bills that's not going to be monthly, and you just have to have have those bills written down. Maybe have like a planner or something where you have, okay, so for the month of August, give an example, my Ring doorbell in September is going to be due. It's once a year, like something that's once a year, once every 3 months. You want to also account for that in your budget. So you may have to reduce maybe your grocery bill or reduce something else, or, make some other changes to your budget the next month or that month that bill is due. Maybe for your student loans, you can't pay the $145 because that's not, so you're not paying the minimum, you're paying like a little bit extra. Maybe you pay $135. I don't know, but you have to just make adjustments as time goes on and as each month comes up. So this is like a baseline of what your budget will look like. And again, as you build up your emergency fund, then you'll have money to cover like unexpected expenses, because they will happen. And one other thing that I didn't put in here is like if you have a pet, you may want to have a pet, a line item for pets. So, like your pet food or your pet toys. I know pets can be expensive. So maybe cover like vet bills or something. So you may want to have a line item. You put a little bit away each paycheck or each month, for pet expenses. So this is hopefully was helpful. Again, I can share this spreadsheet with anyone who may want it. I can go more in depth if somebody wants to, but it's just something that really, really is a passion of mine, and I wanted to just add it to my channel. And this gives me a peace of mind. Like when I do this every month, I don't have to worry if I'm gonna get my cell phone bill gonna get paid, or I'm gonna be able to pay my rent or my car payment. I know that, okay, it's already accounted for. As long as I go to work and that paycheck hits my checking account, those bills will be paid. So this is like a peace of mind for me also, to know that, okay, don't have to worry about this and worry about that. Yes, like I said before, unexpected things will come up, but we have certain parameters in place to kind of help us with that when it does happen, because a rainy day is for sure going to happen. So I've rambled on for like 26 minutes and it's my longest video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like and consider subscribing to my channel. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.